haven't been like super successful, which was Saving the Lodge #2. That'd be something. Was a success. It is Monday and it's officially time to start this challenge, so I need to pick out a brand new book to read, and then we're gonna read our first 100 pages of the week. Let's get right into it. So I picked my first read and I decided to go with The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. This is book number 2 to The Spell Shop. They are interconnected standalones, so they're in the same world and they have the same characters, but the storylines are completely standalone storylines for the most part, I believe, and I'm really excited to read it. I will say that The Spell Shop is definitely one of my favorite books this year so far, and I've been putting off reading this book just a little bit because, one, I'm afraid it's not going to live up to the hype of what The Spell Shop was for me, and two, because the island that she ends up on is snowy, so I feel like it wasn't the right time of year for a snowy island book. But now that it is mid-November, it is the perfect time of year for a snowy book because it's not Christmassy or holiday yet. Like, I feel like it's not really that vibe yet for me. I don't want to read like a Christmassy book, but I do want to read like a wintry cold book. So I feel like this is the perfect option, and I'm really excited to read it. So we are going to sit down. We're going to read the first 100 pages tonight, which means I have to read 10 chapters. So it is already 6:22 at night. So we are going to start reading and get a good chunk done, hopefully. First day of reading 100 pages is now complete. I was getting pretty sleepy at the end. I wasn't quite sure I was going to get it done, but I held in there and I got it done. It's not even late. It's just I sat down for this whole time and I read. I mean, I got distracted a lot. ADHD brain. But I sat down and I read it all because I just wanted to get it done. I wanted to make sure that I started out this challenge strong. And I just got myself ready for it. So 100 pages for day 1 of this challenge. Check. And I'm quite proud. The book is really cute and really sweet so far, so I'm really enjoying it and I'm really loving it. And yeah, big fan. Big fan. Happy Tuesday. It is now Tuesday, and yesterday I was able to get my 100 pages read. I got to page 104, so I'm so excited. I got the first 10 chapters read, which means today I need to get to page 204, 205. That is perfect because 206 is chapter 20. So that just means I have to read from chapter 10, or chapter 11 actually, chapter 11 to chapter 20 today to get my 100 pages in. I would like to read a little bit more than 100 pages today because I would like to get more of this book read, but I need to read at least my 100 pages, so we need to read to page 205, 206, beginning of chapter 20. I think that's perfect, so I'm not reading quite yet, but I wanted to just check in. I did, like I said, start this book, and it's really cute so far. It's definitely kind of living up to the hype after the first one. I was nervous that it wouldn't. I'm not saying it's as good. I can't tell you that yet, but so far it's cute and I'm really enjoying it. And I like the characters a lot, and I like the setting. And yeah, the storyline seems like it's gonna be a fun one. 100 pages. Let's get to it. I did it, my friends. I did it. But I am so no extra, but I got my 100 pages in, so day 2, success. It is officially day 3, and I started my reading early today because I didn't want to end up like yesterday where it was getting late and I was getting tired and I had to push through. So I started on page 206. As you saw, this is where I finished yesterday, chapter 20. And so far today, I have read to page 286. So I've read 80 of my 100 pages so far today, which means I only have 20 pages left to go. So only 20 more pages for the day to hit my 100 pages, so I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping maybe I can even just keep reading and finish the book today, but who knows. All I know is that I only have 20 pages left to read this afternoon / evening to hit my 100 pages for today, and that makes me feel really good because, yeah, I was getting a little worried yesterday, and I didn't want to have the same thing happen today. I want to be able to, like, relax this evening and leisurely read and not feel like I have to push myself to hit the page limit. So I'm excited I got that done, and day 3 is going successful so far, so yay. And this book is so sweet so far. It's so cute, it's so sweet. I was really worried it was going to live up to the hype of the spell shop for me because I love the spell shop, but this book is doing its job and it's doing its job well, so yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm loving it. It's super sweet, super fun, and I'm excited to see like where it goes in the last third of it. Happy Thursday, happy day 4. So yesterday, day 3 was a major success. So not only did I read my 100 pages, partially in part because I was smart and read a huge chunk of it early, but I read my 100 pages and then some. I finished the book. Yep. I finished The Enchanted Greenhouse and I'm so proud of myself. I feel like this challenge to read 100 pages a day really got me to read this book so much faster than I would have otherwise. So I'm so proud. I ended up reading from page 206 to 372 yesterday. So it was 166 pages. So far, 3 days down, 3 days reading 100 pages or more. Check, check, check. I finished off The Enchanted Greenhouse. I will give you a full review of this in my November wrap up, which will be coming in just a couple weeks. But I'll just say I loved it. It was such a cozy, fun fantasy. I'm so glad I left it for this time of year because it was like the perfect time of year to read it. And it was amazing. Loved the characters, loved the setting, loved all the cute little creatures, loved the greenhouses, loved the magic, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And yeah, it was really sweet. It was set in a snowy time, so like I said, perfect time to read it, and it had to do with solstice too. Look, it didn't have to do with solstice, but it was around solstice time, so like literally perfect wintry, late fall, early wintry read. But yeah, loved it. And then we are going to be starting our next book, and I'm going to be reading it on my Kindle. It's going to be the perfect book for our 100-page challenge because I believe they're just little novellas that are all together in a book. I think there's 6 of them. So hopefully we're going to be able to read the first 2 because I believe those are the first 2 that are out. My mom is reading this little series, so it got me inspired, and it is called Saving the Lodge by Sage Parker, and it is a Holiday in Hacking Hills mini-series kind of thing, and Hacking Hills in Ohio, and I've been to Hacking Hills. I actually just went this past summer with my Oma. I have a video of us there, so yeah, I feel like I have to read it, so I'm going to start that, and I don't believe the first one is very long. I'm going to download it now, so I will check in with you guys a little bit later, and I'll let you know how long the first one is, because I might be reading the entire first one today. Wouldn't that be something? Saturday, friends. So it is day 6 of my 100-page challenge, and I don't believe I talked to you at all yesterday, so let's do a little bit of a catch-up, okay? So it's Thursday. I was very successful with my reading. As you guys saw, I was reading Saving the Lodge by Sage Barker, number 1. So this one is just a very, very short story. So the way this little series is written is it's divided into 6 different parts, and each part is like 75 to 100 pages would be my guess. So they're all little short snippets of this story. So I read the entire first one on Thursday, which was 87 pages. And then, since obviously that was not 100 pages yet, I was like, well, I guess I have to jump right into number 2, which was Saving the Lodge number 2. So I jumped in right into number 2, and I read the first about 23 pages so that I could get to my 100-page limit for Thursday. So I reached 100 pages on Thursday. So day 4 was a very big success, so I was very proud of that. And I got an entire short little snippet of a series, plus the beginning of the next one done. So very successful day on Thursday. And then yesterday, as you guys would have saw, I was like, all right, well, we got to finish this one up. So I finished this one up, which again, it was about, I think about 88 pages. So it ended up giving me about 53 pages read because I was already partially through from Thursday. So I finished this one up, read those about 53 pages. And so far this story is cute. I will say I really enjoy it because it is like set in Hocking Hills, Ohio, which, like I said, is only several hours away from me. And I literally have visited there several times. The most recent time being this past summer. So I thought that was really fun and really enjoyable. But I will say I'm a little bit disappointed that there's not really that many details about Hocking Hills. Like, I feel like I wish there's a little bit more like actual details about Hocking Hills, as well as I feel like she's a little bit inaccurate about what the weather in Ohio is. I don't think she realizes that it actually gets much chillier and much worse than she seems to think it does. But so far it's really cute, and so far it's really fun, and that allowed me to reach 53 pages for Friday. So then I was like, well, I guess we got to start a new book. So as you guys saw, I very excitedly started Brimstone by Callie Hart. This is number 2 to Quicksilver. This book just came out this Tuesday, so I honestly just got it, and yeah, I had to start it right away. And I read the first 3 chapters, which was 55 pages. So I read 55 pages to pair with my 53 pages, and that got me 100 pages for day 5, Friday, which means the first 5 days of my 100-day challenge was a success. So I'm very, very excited about that, and I'm proud of myself because a couple of these days I really had to like push myself to reach the 100-page mark. So go me, I guess, right? But yeah, so that is where we're at so far. 5 days done, 5 days accomplished. So 100 pages every day at least so far this week. It is now Thursday, and we are 55 pages into Brimstone, which means I need to get to at least 155 tonight. This is a very, very fat book, so maybe I can get even further tonight, but we will see. So I'm going to say I'm probably going to get to at least 159 because that's the end of a chapter. I tend to, if I can, end of the chapter. So I have to at least get to chapter 13 today to reach my 100 pages in Brimstone. And yeah, that will be this evening, but I just want to stop by and give you guys a little bit of an update and let you know where I'm at so far, and let you know that I've actually been successful 5 out of 5 days of this challenge so far, which for me might be a first. I don't know if I've ever been fully successful with any challenge that I've set for myself for YouTube. Like, I set challenges all the time, and I do them, but I haven't been like super successful, 100% successful with any of them yet. So maybe this will be the one that I actually completely accomplish. Fingers crossed. We got today and tomorrow, so let's see. Sometimes on weekends I read a lot, sometimes on weekends I read like not at all. So hopefully it's gonna be a lot this time. roll please. And I did it. It was quite a struggle last night. I barely got my 100 pages read, but I got my 100 pages read for day 7, and that means I read 100 pages 7 out of 7 days for this challenge, and I officially succeeded in my first book challenge. Yay! I'm so proud of myself. And yeah, like I was saying, last night I really had to push to get my 100 pages in because I was getting really tired and really sleepy, and I really wanted to stop, but for the challenge I got it done, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So let's do a little recap. Monday, I started with reading The Enchanted Greenhouse. I started the book. Keep on moving, marbles. I started the book and I read 103 pages. Tuesday, I continued reading The Enchanted Greenhouse and I read 101 pages. Wednesday, I finished The Enchanted Greenhouse, which was 166 pages. On Thursday, I started a new book. I started the Saving the Lodge Holidays in Hocking Hills series. I read the entire first one, which was 78 pages. Then I read 23 pages of the next one, so that was 100 pages total. For Friday, I finished number 2 of the Hocking Hills series, The Saving the Lodge, which was 53 pages, and then I started Brimstone, and I read 55 pages, which totaled to 108 pages. On Saturday, I read more of Brimstone. I read 102 pages, and then on Sunday, I read 100 pages of Brimstone and tapped out immediately. Middle of chapter, tapped out, couldn't finish. But I did it. I successfully read 100 pages every single day, and I'm really proud of myself. What I learned from this experience is, 1, it's definitely possible for me to read 100 pages a day, but I need to not leave it until in the evenings. Like if I start at 8:30 at night, it's really hard for me to get it in because I start getting really sleepy. But if I can split it up throughout the day, like if I can read them in the morning or in the afternoon a little bit and then finish it up in the evening, it's much easier for me to get at least 100 pages in, if not more. So I think that if I can, going forward, I am going to try to read several times a day and split it up a little bit more instead of one big reading session, because I think I'll be able to read more, and I really do want to read more throughout my day, throughout my weeks, and just get more books read and more time spent reading because I really do love to read. But I'm proud of myself for finishing this 100 page a day challenge. I'd love to know if you guys have ever done a challenge like this and how many pages you guys read typically, like each day or each week. Let me know down below. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Until next time, live well, read some books, go to sleep, my friends. Bye. Half done, but it's really good, by the way, friends. Just so you know.